Welcome to Wisdom Ranch. And I am Delina Austin. I am the Barnyard Professor. And at Wisdom Ranch, we work really hard to help our professional sisters and brothers learn how to write curriculum, learn how to evaluate curriculum, learn how to write amazing activities that you're going to be able to use right there on your farms. Um, at the college that I teach at, I have been a teacher and professor for over 20, 25 years now in health science technology. I teach online. I love teaching online, and I love teaching face to face as well. In equine assisted learning and equine coaching, I've found that there's really a lack of finesse to curriculum on Facebook and on the social media everywhere. There are countless questions. What should I do for this demographic? Um, do you have any ideas of activities for this or for that? Well, we want to become an area of equine assisted learning that is here for the professionals that can help you learn how to write your own activities, and if you so choose, I can help you write your activities as well. So there are a lot of different options available at wisdomranchllc.com. But this video is to introduce our new program, which is called WISE 101. And I'm going to turn over to the screen here, I hope, to our PowerPoint. And that's not the screen I wanted to show, but that's all right. We'll see that in a minute. We're going backwards. Here we go. Okay. WISE 101, Groundwork and Program Development. That is the first course of our 4-week series. And we're starting with groundwork because we all know with horses how important groundwork is. It's the foundation for everything you're going to teach that horse. It's the foundation of your relationship with that horse. And it is also your program foundation. And really, you can't write any curriculum and you can't really see any clients effectively until you have that down. So, in WISE 101A, groundwork, y'all, I just like saying that, we're going to talk about your program niche. We really suggest that you work in an area that you're passionate about. We really want you to find your niche and stay in that niche because you can work in a lot of different areas, but you're going to be passionate about a very few. And so we're going to teach you how to stay where you love in equine assisted learning and coaching. Then we're going to also talk about your community and what the needs that you have in your community are and how to identify resources for that niche that you want to work in. We're going to talk about your mission statement. We're going to help you write that. We're going to talk a little bit about developing your elevator speech for your community. You have just a couple minutes to figure out what it is you want to say to a participant, a possible participant. We're going to work on that a little bit too. And then we're going to talk about doing what you love. It's that old saying, if you work in an area you love, you never work a day in your life. Well, we love horses, or we wouldn't be doing this work. I'm sure we don't love what comes with working with horses oftentimes, picking up manure, mending fences, all that fun stuff. But your program niche is not really that. Your program niche is picking the things that you love, the demographics, the social problems that tug at you, that you just know that you are so passionate about that you just can't even imagine working anywhere else. That's what we're going to focus on. What is your niche? Where do you want to be in this work? We're going to talk about how you learn the pain points. For example, let's talk about women approaching middle age, all the pain points that you expect that population to have. You really need to be knowledgeable in this population if this is the population that you want to assist at your farm. You need to know that they have myriad of medical, potential medical issues, changes in libido and sexuality, physical changes. They have, of course, menopause, sleep pattern disruptions, hot flashes, adult children changes, empty nest, kids moving out, making different decisions than they would possibly like their children to make, uh, changes in relationships, and changes in how they look and how they feel. So you need to know what the pain points are in your population that you're passionate about, and you need to figure out how you're going to be able to meet those pain points and help those clients, um, because that is going to be what keeps them coming back for more. Equine assisted possibilities. Where do you belong? I wrote this a little bit for myself, and I wrote the title in orange because I want you to think about this cautiously. And I wrote green for yes, I can do this. I love kids. I love health. I love working with families, and family dynamics and team building. I love helping with life skills and the horses. The horses are amazing teachers of life skills. I really like education. Horse powered reading is a wonderful area if you haven't learned about that. That is a great program too. And ethics, morals, relationships, team building, teamwork, those are all areas that I would love, love, love to work in. On the flip side, and this is just me, substance abuse. I have a history of substance abuse in my family. It's a little close to home. It's not an area that I really feel like I can contribute to. And I think it would cause some undue stress. So I would not choose to work in substance abuse. Court offenders, anger management, sexual abuse, trauma, sexual trafficking, gangs, prison programs. I'm also kind of a pushover. And I think a lot of people could get a lot of things over me, um, because you tug on my heartstrings a little and you got me. And these are areas that other people are going to be passionate about, but I think I would like to stay in my niche, working with kids, working with families, life skills, um, everything in that green box. And I would choose not to work in the areas in the red box if I had a choice. So I want you to think about that. What are some areas, countertransference, areas that you think that maybe you could do it, but it's just not really where you want to spend your days, because you want to go out to that arena and enjoy yourself and contribute to healing of others. So you should go where your heart leads you with that. You do not have to be a jack of all trades. My interests, and I down a couple things. When you go through this course, you're going to come up with a few things that you're interested in doing: assisting middle aged women, corporate team building, assisting kids with reading. There aren't really a whole lot of equine assisted learning or psychotherapy programs near me in Michigan. Other resources for this community we can kind of look at, so you know where to go to help find your participants, who possibly to reach out to. These are things that we'll talk about too. We're also going to look at our community. I wrote some information here. I live in Emmett, Michigan. It's a very small rural area. As you can see, the median salary is about $61,000. There's not a whole lot of higher education here. 73% of the citizens have a high school education. Um, and we're pretty 50-50 male, female, very much white, not a very diverse area. Um, 62% of the families do not have kids. I was kind of surprised about that. Only 37% work full time, 25% work part time, 38% work or do not work. They don't work. So that should tell you, okay, where I live, there's not a whole lot of money. Not a whole lot of money. So that's going to make a difference in the programming that I can offer and who's going to be my client population. We have an unemployment rate of about 6%. The average in the US is 5. Um, we've got some tax information here. We've got the salaries, about 24,000 a year for people in Emmett. The US average is 28, so about 5,000 less than the average for the US here in Emmett. The median household Emmett um, household income is about 65,000 a year, and the US average is 53,000 a year. So you're going to look at your areas and figure out some information, get some data about the programs you want to work in. We're going to talk about sustainability. Does your community have the money to pay what it is that you want to charge or need to charge for these programs? These aren't cheap programs to house, and you do need to charge what you're worth. You just might need to be a little bit creative in how you set up your programs, but you need to know what it is going on there in your community to do that. Do you have a lot of competition near you? Um, do you have enough potential clients in your demographic? You saw my demographic, so it's going to be hard for me to work with, urban youth in this rural farm community. So you have to obviously know your audience. Surrounding communities you might be able to go to. You should know what the top needs are in your community. We don't have a lot of higher education here in Emmett. We don't have a lot of resources available to kids that are having a hard time reading or in school. Um, yeah, so we definitely have needs in the community. And any interesting facts about your community? This is a very as you can imagine, it's a one horse town. We have a lot of churches, we have a lot of faith based organizations. Everybody knows one another. The families are all intertwined somehow out here. So um, we have an Amish community too, north of us. And so these are just all kinds of good things to know about your community so you can come up with a program that is really sustainable and you can get the community behind you, which, especially in a community like mine, is very important. By the end of the week, you'll know I'm hoping who you want to work with. You'll be able to identify some demographics that maybe you will think twice about working with. You'll understand your area better and its diverse needs, and hopefully you've picked a good program for that community and you will write a mission statement. And at the end of that, you will be ready to move on to our next course, which is our outcomes and objectives. So, and then after that, we'll actually start writing those program needs down and activities down. And that's where all the fun stuff really begins. So I'm really looking forward to working with you, and I hope that you are going to enjoy the course. And I'll see you all online.